Hello everyone and welcome to Serendipity in Quarantine. Today we are going to see what are minerals, what are their use in our daily life and where all the minerals are formed. So we will be seeing where in India the mineral reserves are existing. So let us begin. So where do we usually see minerals? So for example, we daily use toothpaste. So it is made up of minerals like silica, limestone, aluminium oxide and various phosphorate minerals. And also it has fluoride which is used to reduce cavities. And sometimes if the toothpaste is sparkling, then it consists of mica. So in our food habits also we take minerals which are about 0.3% of our total intake of nutrients, but it is so potent that it is required to utilize other 99.7% of food stuff. So what is a mineral? It is a homogeneous naturally occurring substance with definable internal structure. So minerals can be found in ores or in the combination of various minerals of homogeneous substances in the form of rock. For example, some rocks of the instance limestone consist of a single mineral, but there are also variety of minerals which consist of over 2000 minerals in one rock. So although there are over 2000 minerals that have been identified, only few are abundantly found in the most of the rocks. And we also define what minerals will be used depending upon its qualities like colors, hardness, crystal forms, luster, density, what are its use and how it can be removed. So to understand that, first we need to study how minerals occur in the environment. So in minerals usually are found in ores. So the ore is used to describe accumulation of any mineral mixed with other elements. So it can be of various forms. For example, it can be found in igneous and metamorphic rocks. So these are usually found in cracks, crevices, faults or joints. So the smaller occurrence is called as veins and the larger one are known as lodes. For example, minerals like copper, zinc, lead, tin, these are found in igneous and metamorphic rocks. So igneous rocks are made after the molten lava, or usually it is because of the thermal process happens at the core of our earth. Then there are sedimentary rocks which are usually result of deposition and accumulation. So the number of minerals occurs in beds or layers in sedimentary rocks. So these are usually in horizontal strata. For example, coal and even some forms of iron ore. Then there are some gypsums and potash salts which are result of the evaporation, especially in arid areas. So the salts like potash salts or sodium salt are manufactured after the excess of moisture is evaporated from the ore. Then there is another mode, that is decomposition of the surface rocks. So it is also known as left residual mass of the weathered material. For example, bauxite is formed this way. Then there are also certain minerals occur which in alluvial deposits in sands of valley floors and also on the base of hills. So these are known as placer deposits and these are the most expensive ones. For example, gold, silver, tin and platinum. So these are found in the alluvial deposits. So in India we can find them at the Ganga Valley. Then there comes from ocean water. For example, common salt, magnesium, bromine. These are largely derived from ocean waters. And also at ocean beds, they are also rich of minerals like manganese nodules. So these were the types of occurrence of minerals. So let us see classification of minerals. Minerals can be divided into three types: metallic, non-metallic and energy minerals. In metallic we have ferrous, that are iron ores, manganese, nickel, cobalt. Then there are non-ferrous, that are copper, lead, tin, bauxite, and then precious one like gold, silver and platinum. And in non-metallic there is mica, salt, potash, sulfur, granite, limestone. And in energy minerals, there are minerals which are used to produce energy like coal, petroleum and natural gas. So now we'll see how these minerals are removed from the earth. So there is an interesting fact. There is a term called rat hole mining. So have you heard of it? So usually this type of mining is done in states like northeastern India. So mostly in tribal areas. For example, recently we saw in Meghalaya there was collapse of this rat hole mining and it got flooded and it caused the death of various miners in this rat hole. So this was the failure of mining safety in our country. So these types of mining usually consist of very small hole through which only a small person or a kid can be passed through it, and usually it also consists of child labor. So this type of rat hole mining is banned by National Green Tribunal, and it is also considered as illegal and it is not recommended to be done. But still, through illegal ways, people practice this rat hole mining and it has caused that accident previous year. So now we've learned that through various rocks there are various types of mineral existing, like in sedimentary rocks, peninsular rocks, non-ferrous rocks. So now we'll see in detail where the minerals exist. So let us begin with the ferrous minerals. So usually when minerals are there and when their deposit or reserve are mined, then that place is known as the mine. So the concentration of minerals in the ore and the ease of extraction as well as the closeness to the market, they play an important role in affecting the economic viability of the reserve. So now we'll be see iron ore reserves. So iron is the basic mineral and it is also backbone of the industrial development. So in iron ore there are two types, magnetite and hematite. So magnetite is the finest iron ore. It has high content of iron up to 70%, and it has also excellent magnetic qualities which are required in electrical industry, while hematite has a lower quantity of iron as compared to magnetite, for example 50 to 60%. So production of iron ore is usually largely done in Odisha, then in Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, Jharkhand, and then some of the other states. So now we see what are the major iron belts. So this is how the iron ore mines looks. Okay, so iron ore can be divided into four types of belts where it is found. First one is Odisha and Jharkhand belt. So here usually high quality of hematite is found. In case of Odisha, there is mines like Mayurbhanj and Kendur Jhar. Then in Jharkhand there is Singhbhum district where the iron ore mines exist. Then there are Durg and Bastar Chandrapur belt, which is usually in Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra region. So the famous mine is Bailadila at Bastar district of Chhattisgarh. So it is called as Bailadila because it looks like, that mountain looks like hump of a bull. Then in Karnataka there is Ballari and Chitradurga Chikmagalur belt. So here Kudremukh mine is there, and also one famous fact that this mined material is imported and exported through the Mangaluru post, and here the mined material is exported through Vishakhapatnam port. And then there is Maharashtra and Goa belt, where mostly it is found in Ratnagiri and some of the Goa region, and it is exported through Marmagaon port. So this was the important iron belts. Then let us see second ferrous mineral, that is manganese. So manganese is mainly used in manufacturing of steel and ferro-manganese alloys, and only 10 kg of manganese is required to manufacture 1 ton of steel. It is also used in bleaching powder manufacturing and insecticides as well as in paints. So mostly manganese mines are found in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and Odisha, and some of them are found in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and other districts. Then there are non-ferrous materials. So non-ferrous material like copper, it is critically deficient in the reserve in India, and it is very much useful as it has malleable, ductile and good conductor of electricity as best properties. It is mainly used in electrical cables in electronics as well as in chemical industries. So the important mine of copper is Balghat mine in Madhya Pradesh, then Khetri mines in Rajasthan and Singhbhum districts of Jharkhand. Then there is bauxite. So bauxite, through though several ores contain aluminium, it is from bauxite, and a clay-like substance that alumina and later aluminum is obtained. So bauxite deposits are formed by the deposition of a wide variety of rock rich in aluminum silicate. So aluminum is the most important metal because it combines strength of metal such as iron and extremely lightness and conductivity of a non-metal. Then India's bauxite deposits are mainly found in Amarkantak Plateau, Maikal Hills of the Madhya Pradesh. So now we'll be seeing non-metallic minerals like mica. So mica is a mineral made up of the series of plates or leaves. So it splits easily into thin sheets, and these sheets can be so thin that 1,000 can be layered into mica sheet of few centimeters height. So mica has properties like it is clear, black, green, red and yellow brown, and these are its color, and it is usually non-conductor of heat. Then mica deposits are found in the northern edge of Chota Nagpur plateau, then in Jharkhand as well. So these are the mica reserves, and one of the important reserve is in Rajasthan, that is Ajmer, and here in south this is Nellore. Okay, then rock minerals. So limestone is one of the rock minerals, and it is found in association with the rocks composed of calcium carbonate or calcium and magnesium carbonate. So it is usually produced mainly in Rajasthan, then Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka. So these were the major mineral deposits in India. So what are the hazards of mining? So mining is also known as killer sector because it causes various harms to the miners. For example, the dust and noxious fumes inhaled by the miners make them vulnerable to pulmonary diseases. Then the risk of collapsing mines is there. Then flooding of mines, even fires are happen in mines. Then there is also major environmental toll, that is the water source in this region gets contaminated due to mining, and because of dumping of waste and slurry it leads to degradation of even land, soil and increase the stream and river pollution. So minerals are very acute in the existing form, and with the rate we are consuming it, its replenishment is not possible. So the total volume of workable mineral deposit is an insignificant fraction, that is only 1% of Earth's crust, and if we go on to this speed, then maybe at some day the minerals will become extinct. So for that we require conservation of mineral and use them in a sustainable manner. So with the help of improved technology, there can be some of the improvement done. For example, there can be evolved use of the low grade ores at low grade cost. There can be recycling of metals, using of scrap metals, etc. So this is how minerals can be reserved. So this was the end of this video. If you have any doubt, please comment below, and if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.